I'm joined now by BBC Radio Norfolk's Chris Goreham. Chris, thanks for joining us. Notice you brought down milk. Lucky milk, are we calling this?
Lucky milk, yeah. Obviously we don't advertise, but yeah, we have to cater for ourselves up there on the gantry. So a flask of tea for half-time and a bit of milk is the most important aspect of any winning team.
Exactly, and it is a winning team. 2 wins out of 3 games. Now, Chris, it's everything's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. No, I think the Brentford game and this one today have been important wins. They've been pleasing wins in their own way. That they've been frustrating as well, though, because you saw what Norwich produced in the first half at Barnsley on Saturday. That was one thing. Today, completely another. These players can do it. I mean, I don't know how many 1-0 wins they've had this year. It's not many. It's certainly only one this season against Bristol City, but before tonight. And from a manager, I'd imagine they're the most joyous, the most perfect wins, because you get a goal, you shut up shop, you keep a clean sheet, and that was much more comfortable than we're used to seeing from Norwich City tonight. In isolation, a really, really impressive win. But as Alex Neil rightly said after the Brentford game, one swallow doesn't make a summer, and the questions are still there about, right, we know they can do it, but how often can they do it? We want to see this team doing that every week.
2 clean sheets out of those 2 home games as well. And it does kind of show the influence the manager has, doesn't it? Because when the balance of the side and the 11 on the pitch is right, you will see players all raise their game. They all feel more comfortable. Graham Dorrans, for example, looks much happier alongside Yusuf Malumbi.
Yeah, and one of the standout moments from the match for me, and we often talk about Carroll Road sometimes being quiet and do the fans get behind the team enough. Well, there was a lesson in that second half when Yusuf Malumbi went in for 2 crunching tackles. It was him against 3 Aston Villa players. I think in the end, a Villa player emerged with the ball, so he didn't win the ball, but it got a huge roar and a massive round of applause because here was a Norwich player putting everything on the line just in pursuit of a ball in the middle of the park. That's what they need to do week in, week out. That's the bare minimum, and it's the sort of thing we didn't see at Barnsley on Saturday, and we haven't seen enough this season. You talk about the clean sheets. I think it's worth saying a word for Ryan Bennett and Sebastian Bissong. I thought against Brentford and again tonight, those two were brilliant at the back. And there's all sorts of conspiracy theories about why Tim Closer isn't in the team at the moment. Well, you know, Tim Closer was in the team when they lost 5-0 at Brighton. He was here when they lost 3-2 to Leeds. So I personally can understand why Bissong and Bennett are getting a go at the moment. I know they've had their problems this season, but they didn't put a foot wrong tonight, those two.
And the Carrow Road crowd were right behind the side right until the final minute. They certainly weren't getting on their backs and probably helped push them over the line too. A word for Nelson Oliveira. 3 goals in 3 games, and I will admit it, a pretty shaky start, I thought, when he first came into the team. We're now seeing a guy who's doing a good job of holding the ball up, and he's scoring goals, you know, getting involved.
Yeah, I think that the pleasing thing about the goals he's been getting, particularly on Saturday and the one tonight, was that they've been self-made. It's not as if he's been a striker getting on the end of a cross or chasing a long ball forward and one-on-one with the goalkeeper and tucking it in. They were both opportunities that he picked up outside the penalty area, and you didn't think, here comes a goal, but he made something happen. And it's that sort of play, that sort of match winner that Norwich City have been lacking. Like you, when he first started playing for Norwich with all the fancy flicks, I thought we had another Mark Libra on our hands, somebody who was maybe a bit of a fancy Dan and wouldn't do the simple things well. But he has taken that number 9 shirt to his heart, hasn't he? And I think the last couple of games he's been the standout player for Norwich City and the match winner. Maybe Alex Neil's found a genuine regular Championship match winner. That the signs are good at the moment.
I think that's harsh on Mark Lieber. I was a big Mark Lieber fan.
You know what I mean?
Of course I do. Very, very briefly, we're back here on Friday. It's a quick turnaround for Huddersfield. Same again would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think Alex Neil, we just interviewed him. I thought he looked quite tired. I think you can see it's been on his mind a lot. That's what happened on Saturday. He's been a man under pressure, but all he's got to do is put that DVD on, and the team talk is simple. Same again, lads.
Same again.
That's what we all want to see.
It is what we all want to see. Fans, media alike. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. Much appreciated.